Hi guys, Jess Speciale here, and you are watching Mum on Purpose. So today I want to talk about mindfulness. Mindfulness is going around at the moment and it's a huge buzzword, and it's great because I think especially in today's distracted world, we're so used to multitasking and doing various things. I don't even check on what our friends are doing anymore because there's pop-ups, there's links, there's videos, there's this and there's that, and we're just so distracted. So I really love that mindfulness is becoming really big at the moment. I first learned about mindfulness when I was doing my Reiki course, and my mentor who was teaching us the Reiki course said to me, everything in your life should be a meditation. And what that really meant was that at each moment in your life, you should be fully present. She was using the example. Sometimes you drive home and you don't even know how you got there. You just kind of go on autopilot, or you go through the day and you think about what you've done in your day or what's happened and you just don't even know where you are. Or you walk into a room and then wonder why you're there. Or you can walk to the fridge and then what are you even doing at the fridge? You just don't remember because our minds are so busy and we're so distracted. Basic mindfulness. And I just want to share with you guys a technique that I was taught that I found really simple when I first learned this stuff. I was 19, all of this stuff was really new to me. And as a 19-year-old, I could understand it, and it was really, just seemed to be really simple to me. So the basic way it was explained is, what hats do you have on at the moment? So many of us have, like for example, right now, I could have the hat of sitting down talking to and creating my video hat, being a mum hat. I've got my, what am I going to make for dinner hat. I've got my hat of, what time I'm going to pick up my son, my hat of, all of these different things. And I'm not fully in the moment. I'm not being present because I have all of these different hats on. We were taught, especially when we were doing our massage, the massage should be a meditation. So we should have no other hat on, no labels, no nothing. We should just be wearing a hat of being a masseuse or being a Reiki master. The way I do this is, so especially when I'm feeling overwhelmed, I think to myself, how many hats do I have on right now? Or how many hats am I trying to put on right now? And then I can think about, what do I have going on in my head and what can I take off and what can I focus on right now? So sometimes you do need to have a couple of hats. Sometimes you need to have your looking after the kids hats while they're going and the cooking dinner hat, for example, as a mum. Maybe you're at work and you need to have a couple of hats. You need to have like a manager hat, and then you need to have like an innovator hat or something along those lines. But the point is not to walk into work and have the mum hat, the dinner hat, the work hat, the sister hat, the daughter hat, and worrying about all of these different things. The idea is to walk into work, and what are your appropriate hats that you need for work? I used to pretend I was taking all these hats off and put the right hat on. I would do this, and I was just working casual at the time, but I remember I would be walking to work and in my head I'll be like, okay, all my hats are coming off, and then I was got my work hat on. I would be present at work. And the funniest thing happened, I was just a casual at the time, but I started becoming requested to work in all of these different stores because everybody spoke about, I always got great customer service reviews. People just always spoke about how I was very innovative and how I had a lot of initiative. For me, it was just normal. I was present while I was at work, but apparently being present at work as a casual was not normal. It gave me a lot more opportunities to work more hours, and I had a really great income as a casual employee. Because I worked across all of these different stores, usually they tried to fit in the hours that worked with me because they wanted me at their store. So that's a way that it worked for me while I was working. Now being a mum, again, we're wearing like 1,000 different hats. So when I can, I just try to take my hats off. And the time this is the hardest is especially when I'm sitting down with my husband. I need to remember to take off all of my hats and put my wife hat on when it's just me and him time. Because it's the hardest, we spend all day doing all these different things and we're always worried about the next thing, but it's important, to just understand what hat you have on. So I know this was a very, 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 very simple kind of way of speaking about mindfulness, but if you've never been exposed to the concept and you just want to declutter your life and kind of realize where you are at and introduce this concept, was a great way to start. I even did it when I was going to hairdressers all the time. I would be at the hairdressers and I would take all my hats off, and the hat I would put on, I would imagine my hat saying very satisfied customer, and I would just expect that I was going to get incredible service, because you know sometimes when you go to the hairdresser and it's a new hairdresser, you don't always know what you're going to get. So I used to do this, and 9 times out of 10 I got a great result, and I was surprised and I was happy. So you can use it however, and if you do use it, please leave me a comment and let me know if it helped you at all and if you benefited from it. So I hope that helps you. Please apply it to your life somehow if you're very new to mindfulness, and let me know how you go. Thank you so much for spending your time with me, and I'll speak to you next time.